Like how it looks?
Yes. Beautiful. All right.
Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Next Level Adventures. We are your hosts. I am Eric.
And I'm Nikki. And today we will be talking about our top 10 favorite albums that we have in our current record collection. As of right now, we have about 400 in our collection, give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
And so we scoured through our collection and picked the ones that we'd like to play the most or that meant the most to us. And then we're going to tell you about them. So without further ado, I will let Eric share his first one.
Alright, my first pick is one of my most... I listen to this album pretty heavily because no matter what kind of mood I'm in, no matter what type of mood I'm in, this guy right here, Tom Petty and his greatest hits, will get me out of that mood. I've probably listened to this album easily most out of everyone that we own. Probably about once a month for sure this record gets played. And if I notice that I haven't played it in a while, it gets played, so. It's a 2 LP, and some of the songs on it, you already know. So you got American Girl, which is my favorite Tom Petty song, and you got Refugee, Don't Do Me Like That, obviously all the hits. So that's why this one is my number one. So, well, first, not number one, but first record I will be showing you.
And we should also know that these aren't necessarily like our favorite albums of all time. It's just the ones that we have within our collection that bared talking about, basically. So.
All right, now what's your first?
Okay, so with my first, I actually just got this one, and I have been waiting forever for this album. So it is Eve 6 debut self-titled album, and yeah, like I said, I have been waiting for this one for a long time. This album means a lot to me. It came out when I was a kid, and of course everybody knows, Inside Out, the Heart in a Blender song.
Heart in a Blender song.
Well, I mean, on that note, if you don't follow Eve 6 on Twitter, please do, because their lead singer, Max Collins, has been going off, and it's hilarious. Like, not in like a stupid way, like the lead singer Trapped, but it's just really funny stuff. So if you haven't seen that yet, please check it out. But anyway, so this album means a lot to me. I actually got to see Eve 6 when I lived in the Pittsburgh area. It was a good time. And, there's just a lot of songs off this. Inside Out, Leech, Open Road Song. Open Road Song always puts me in a great mood. Tongue Tied. I also do love the song Superhero Girl. Yeah, it's just a really fun album, 90s pop. I've always loved their lead singer as a lyricist because he does a lot of wordplay, and if you know lyrics to any Eve 6 songs, he always kind of incorporates that. So this is a 2018 or 2016 reissue on smoky clear vinyl, which I will show you because my goodness.
So you get up and take it up there.
Here, I'm gonna close. Extreme close up. Whoa! And of course, that was another thing about buying it because we love colored vinyl here. Most of ours are colored vinyl, except for our vintage ones. A lot of those aren't, but yeah. So that's my first pick. Eve 6, self-titled, the Fly record, as some know.
All right. So tough to follow that one up, but I think this one's appropriate because this is hands down my favorite Fall Out Boy album. Fall Out Boy, as some of you guys may know, anybody who knows me really, Fall Out Boy is one of my favorite bands, and getting to see them back in what?
2013.
2013. It's really been 8 years ago. Wow.
Because it was a couple weeks before I moved. That's the only reason I remember.
So yeah, we got to see him live. Got to meet Patrick Stump, the lead singer and lead guitar player, correct?
No.
No, he's rhythm guitar. He plays guitar in some of them. Patrick's son plays guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I thought you meant like another member. I'm like, no. Honey, we didn't.
no. We were right there. The drummer was right there. I was next in line to get the autograph from the drummer, but it's downtown Detroit. They shut down stuff like that out in the streets pretty quickly. So, and it was outside. It was summertime or fall. Wasn't it?
It was May.
May, and we were set to see him again this past year, but this past year was 2020, and as all know by now, there was a pandemic. If you didn't know there was a pandemic, or still is, I would like to see the size of that rock. But one of my favorite Fall Out Boy albums. This got me through a lot of hard times because it's got songs. And I love it because the songs are in reverse on the back. But the Disloyal Order of the Water Buffaloes and What a Catch Donnie and America's Sweetheart. This whole album has some sort of deep meaning to me, and I love it. And to go off the colored mention, this one's not as pretty as the Fly album, but it definitely is the color of what flies would be attracted to. And we got an opaque brown here, as you can see. I don't know if there we go.
You got it.
There we go. Nice little opaque brown, nice shit brown. But I don't care. That too. So there we go. On to the next.
All right. So this is a band that means a whole lot to me. The album is Pop Evil's War of Angels. If Lipstick on the Mirror was available on vinyl, that's the one I would have chose. But I was also kind of part of the Pop Evil camp when this came out. For anyone who knows me, like I followed the band for 4 years from 2008 to 2012 when Tony Grieve left the band. He's a very good friend of mine. Still keep in contact with him once in a while. But that's neither here nor there. They're a great band.
How many times have you seen them?
I have seen them 65 times, which is nothing compared to the almost 400. My friend Steve has seen them. Steve quit rubbing it in.
400.
He's been all over and seen them.
Is he a roadie?
No.
Jeez, oh Pete.
No. He's really good friends with Dave, so yeah, he goes a lot of places with them. Anyways, so yeah, this came out like
Big
right.
Mohawk Dave? Sorry.
Yes.
Big Mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, as she was, I was also a big fan. I've probably seen him, at least 20 times.
Yeah.
Michigan bands, you gotta love them. If
Right.
you don't love a Michigan band, you probably don't know that you love a Michigan band.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. But, so War of Angels came out like right in the middle of the time that I was following the band. I had actually heard some early versions of some of the songs over the years because anybody who went to shows at the time, like, they were demoing some songs like live, and there are some songs that didn't even make the album, which is kind of sad, like Save the World and Seasons. I miss those songs. But anyways, so this album has the songs Last Man Standing, Monster You Made, Boss's Daughter, which the video featured Mick Mars. He actually helped write the song.
Mick Mars,
yeah. And one song that always meant a lot to me was the song Purple. At the time when it came out, I was going through some stuff, and that song just really, kind of spoke to me on a very personal level. So technically it's a 2020 repress, but it was the first time it had ever been on vinyl. So technically first pressing on vinyl, but the album had originally come out in 2011. It is on a silver and pink vinyl, which I will show you.
Download card.
Huh. I didn't even notice that was in there.
We had so many download cards, they probably are gone now and expired. I think they expire after so long.
So that is the silver and purple. Real pretty. And once again, I really wish Lipstick on the Mirror was available on vinyl. Maybe someday Universal will allow that. That'd be great. But until then, this is what I got. War of Angels.
War of Angels. War of Angels.
War of Angels.
So, I'm a big fan of a lot of songs, singles and one-offs from a lot of artists. And one of those which is my favorite and probably should be everybody's favorite rapper at this point in time is Eminem. Eminem was first introduced back to me way back, like 2001?
Yeah.
I think something like that. And it took me a little while to get into, when did he come out?
He actually came out in like 99.
Yes, I didn't know of him.
With the Slim Shady LP.
Yes, I didn't know of him when he was doing his freestyle stuff. I found out about that when most like non-big rap fans found out, which was with the movie 8 Mile. But Eminem's Curtain Call here brings together a lot of those earlier hits that mean something to me. And I remember having this album on CD back when I was still gaming on Nintendo GameCube. And I was playing a video game called Dirt to Daytona. I played that game almost every day after school. And every time that I would play it, I would put one of 3 CDs on, and this was the one. And now I have the privilege of owning it on vinyl because my sweet dear girlfriend here was kind enough to just splurge and buy it for us one day. And the hits that are on this include, we got Fat, The Way I Am, My Name Is, Stay, Lose Yourself, Shake That, like all of his first 4 albums.
Yeah.
First 3 or 4 albums.
Up until not the Eminem Show, the one that was after the Eminem Show.
Marshall Mathers.
No, Marshall Mathers was the second. It was the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, the Eminem Show, and then
The Curtain one? Or
that is Curtain Call. I can't remember what the other one. Encore.
This one is on that beautiful translucent blue. Oh, baby, I love it. I love colored vinyl more than anything in the world. I'm so glad that Nikki was collecting vinyl before I got into it. Well, she's the reason I got into it. Because I always wanted to own vinyls. I always wanted to have some. And when we started dating, she already had some, and then that got me to buy some, and here we are. And
we went from I had just a little over 100 when I moved in here less than a year ago, and now we're at about 400. So it has led to a very lucrative and kind of expensive hobby for both of us at times.
Yeah. I don't know why have trouble with my bills right now.
No idea.
Okay, my dear.
Okay, so my next one is a band I've been into since I was a teenager.
This
is Incubus's Make Yourself album. It's not actually the album that got me into Incubus. I had A Crow Left of the Murder when it first came out.
Murder.
Back when it came out in 04, and I wore that album out. But then that kind of led to me getting more into Incubus's discography, and of course this one has, a lot of the hits like Drive, Stellar, Pardon Me are all on that. And there's literally not a bad song on this album.
Pardon me for a moment. I would also like to state that this was a runner-up in my collection as well. And this is also, I guess you would say this is like our album,
Yeah.
for our relationship album.
Yeah.
Because we got to see them live shortly before the world started to end. And this is really kind of what music has always tied us together. And this album really brought us together and realized that there was something more there. So
Right. And
credit to this album and their, what was it, their 25th anniversary for this album, or
20th?
20th anniversary concert, which was beautiful.
Yes.
That's all I have to say about that. And I'm going to excuse myself while she continues to talk about her experience of this album. Not anymore. Word.
So yeah, that concert we went to, they were performing this in its entirety for the 20th anniversary of the album. And we weren't technically dating yet, but we consider it to be our first date, I guess. And so, you know, it means something a lot more to me now than it did previously, but I've always loved Incubus because, yeah, sure, they're one of those like typical radio rock bands, but they've always had their own sound. Like if you hear an Incubus song, you know it's them. And Brandon Boyd's voice, he just has such a range. I've never heard anything that I disliked by them, so, you know, it was kind of a no-brainer. And so, yeah, I love this album. Incubus, Make Yourself. It is a 2013 repress. It's on just plain black, so I will pull that out and show you, you know, what a black vinyl record looks like. So, yeah, that's the end of mine, and Eric will be back momentarily.
All right. Keeping in line with my favorites and bands and music that got me through my teen years, which, if any of you knew me through my teen years, I've seen more sorrow and negativity in the world than one person should, and I just really didn't care much about anything other than music. So bands like Green Day really pulled me through some teenage angsty hate society type moments. And American Idiot is all about that. Like, it's literally like outcast, rebel, anti-government that I kind of was all about at that era in my life. And this came out
2005.
2005? Yeah, it is 2005. And it is a repress from 2005. It is on black vinyl. Correct? No.
It's a 2020 repress.
Is this?
On silver vinyl.
Silver vinyl. So I will be pulling this out.
Whip it out.
The songs on this, everybody knows American Idiot. Not everybody, but anybody who knows Green Day or rock music from the 2000s knows American Idiot. That is your I hate capitalism, TV programming bullshit. Like, I don't want to be an American idiot. Like, I don't.
A song that's just gotten more relevant over time.
More relevant as time continues because Americans just seem to prove more and more on a daily basis that we really, as a society, shouldn't be trusted with the fucking shit hair of any remort of trust. It's embarrassing to be an American most times anymore. But Holiday, Boulevard of Breaking Dreams, Broken Dreams. Breaking Dreams. My achy breaking dreams. Those are the singles, the well-known songs, but it's songs like the ballad, the fucking masterpiece that is Jesus of Suburbia.
The whole, what, 4 parts?
The whole 5-part song. 5-part song is something else. And then Are We the Waiting? That song, like, my heartbeat changes when I hear that song. I don't know what it is. And time again, you have songs. And then a song that speaks to, Billy, the lead singer. I'm drawing a blank on his last name. Billy Joe Armstrong.
Yeah, I can probably say Billy.
I knew it was I had a feeling it was a 3-part name, and I was just drawing a blank. God bless you, Wine. But this contains a song that he has trouble singing live still to this day, and I hope to God when we get to see them at Hella Mega Tour with Fall Out Boy and Weezer, that we get to hear him sing Wake Me Up When September Ends, because we're going to be seeing him in August and it's only appropriate. I pray to God that I get to see that. So once again, this is on silver vinyl. Thanks for reminding me.
Yes.
I don't have the greatest memory sometimes. I remember a lot of stuff, so. And it's just truly fucking silver, like, I love it. It's got a little bit of marbling effect to it, but. And this is a birthday album that I got. Once again, Green Day, American Idiot.
Okay. So, riding on that teen angst, yeah, getting our anger out when we were teenagers. My next pick is Limp Bizkit's Significant Other. So this album, people can say whatever they want about Limp Bizkit.
If you don't like Limp Bizkit, I don't like you, and that's
if you got a problem with Limp Bizkit, you got a problem with me, and I suggest you let that one marinate.
Let it marinate.
Anyways, so back especially from the ages of like 12 to now 32, Limp Bizkit is one of my favorite, like, not even guilty pleasures. I don't feel guilty about it in any way. I love.
It's 19 fucking. Sorry, I
1999.
always ruin it. I always get too excited. Okay.
But
This predates Y2K.
it does. But yeah, so I had discovered Limp Bizkit when I was about 12. My brother had this album and he traded me the CD for a Britney Spears poster, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And yep. So
That poster glows in the dark now.
it does, especially under black light. So I had this, and my mom did not care too much to let us have like parental advisory albums. But I kept it well hid. And so
Pretty sure Limp Bizkit helped mold the idea of what this sticker needed to be on right here, because that music at that turning point in rock and roll history was just getting more and more vulgar and obscene, because you had Limp Bizkit, you had Korn, you had PE, yeah, had PE, and why am I forgetting them right now? Bloodhound Gang.
Oh God.
Jeez, oh Pete's. Let's talk about sexual referencing in music.
Their entire career is based on sexual references, dick and fart jokes, but so anyways, so this was the band and the album that got me from, like, you know, when you're a kid you listen to like that happy poppy music.
Britney Spears.
Yeah. And it was my transition into more of the, not so much classic rock, because I grew up on classic rock, but you know, the new rock that was going on at the time.
New metal?
And new metal was the big thing at the time. And so, of course, this album has Nookie, Break Stuff, Rearranged, and Together Now, you know, the big hits.
The whole album is a banger.
Yes, but I know every word from start to finish of this album because I listened to it on repeat for years. I still do, because there is nothing that makes my heart happier than Limp Bizkit, and I know that that's ridiculous, but I love this band. So this is also, it is a 2017 repress just on black, so I'm not going to pull it out. But yeah, so that's Limp Bizkit's Significant Other. Iconic cover, of course, everyone knows that.
Don't forget about the red Nike baseball cap.
Yep.
Not Nike.
New York
Yankee.
Yankees. New era brand.
Excuse me. But shout out to Jonathan Davis for discovering this asshole and his fucking wonderful idea of what he thinks music is. I love it.
A lot of his lyrics, like he does have some nice, meaningful lyrics, but a lot of them, let's face it, are very frat boy rock.
I wanna eat you alive.
Yeah, that's literally like a stalker anthem.
Like,
The video's even worse.
yeah, I know. Like,
and that is on Results May Vary, which I would love to have that on vinyl someday. But to try to get that, it's a couple $100. So
Limp Bizkit, repress your shit.
Yes,
Please.
please. All of your albums, box set. Now, let's do it.
Do it like Shinedown did that we just got. All on different colored vinyls. They'll sell out faster than Gold Cobra didn't.
Anyways.
There's a theme starting to build with, you know, we obviously have had a little bit of rap, a little bit of easy listening, but our
What in our thing is easy listening?
Tom Petty.
Ah, okay, yeah, I guess.
Tom Petty, I would definitely classify Tom Petty as,
I can see that.
granted, he's got Refugee and a lot of some other
Running Down the
fast
Drain.
yeah, some faster paced
Yeah.
songs, but
I got you. Wildflowers, that album's
But-
easy listening.
it's safe to say that she enjoys metal. I enjoy rap. She enjoys rap. We both enjoy pop. We both enjoy classic rock because all rock will eventually be classic rock. So it's just how you classify it.
What was
from there.
classic rock when we were younger?
Yes.
So, like
Zeppelin
which I will get to later.
and Pink Floyd and
Aerosmith,
fucking
AC/DC.
Journey. Those bands will always hold huge tickets to our hearts. So, but early 2000s radio rock, that will always be a huge part for both of us, I think, because our rock and roll station here in Michigan, namely the Tri-City area, we have Z93, the rock station. And
Shout out to the morning after, your brats rock.
love your brats, fucking love them. But they don't get too much experimental music. They've been doing a whole lot better with stepping into some of the more heavier stuff as of late. But for the 2000s, it was seriously like, we got the same like 12 songs for like a year straight.
Yeah.
And then we would get a new list. And it's no fault to their own because they get what they are given and they're told what to play. So, but radio rock is where we find our beloved Shinedown, and this is Shinedown's third album, The Sound of Madness, and this came out
2007.
2007.
Or 2008.
2008?
Yes,
so the
2008.
year after I graduated, the year after we graduated. So after I graduated, that teen angst still didn't go away, and I didn't go to college, you know, I got to party out for a little while after high school, and then I started working, and I think this came out after I started working at McDonald's, and
Would have been about the same time that you started working.
as soon as I started working, I realized how much of a mistake I kind of had made. So we're still learning from shit here, and then this album comes out and reminds me that even the most successful people have their demons, their dark sides, their mental illnesses, and this album shaped me from a teenager that was learning how to hate the world even more than I already hated it, to start to see the silver lining in things, and this album did a lot for me. So start to finish, this album, every song has some sort of meaning to me, whether it's sadness, hatred, happiness, whatever feeling I may be feeling. This album has a way to either strengthen that feeling or help that feeling subside a little bit. And going off of that, we got, The Sound of Madness helps with the anger part. The crow and the butterfly help with the sadness. What a shame helps with the disabandonment shit. You know, cyanide, sweet tooth. Suicide. But this one, we just received this one this week. This whole set just
2
got
days ago.
released.
And we listened to every one of Shinedown's albums in succession yesterday.
Albums 1
Through 6. Yes.
And each one's on a different colored vinyl. I chose the least exciting colored one to show you, but it's not my fault. This one's the most meaningful to me.
Right.
But it's on this vibrant, bright white. You know, that perfect white color. Matches, album cover. Love it. I will probably wear this album out before too long. Hopefully I don't drop it before then. Which I've dropped an album before.
Thankfully, we haven't broke anything yet, so
I did ship it.
Hold on.
Let's see there?
Oh, yeah.
That one I dropped and then dropped the fucking candle and
Yep.
the whole world was falling apart on me right then and there, but thank you, Shinedown. And what's the lead singer's name?
Brent Smith.
Brent Smith. I'm pretty sure he's the one that wrote all their songs. But anyways, whoever wrote and worked on this album, thank you. You helped me greatly.
So my next album is still playing on that Teen Angst. Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP. Still the same era as, Limp Bizkit, Significant Other. It was another foray into teenage rebellion for me. Again, we see the Bad No No sticker.
This means it has sentence enhancers.
Yes. It means it has dolphin noises on it. So, yes, I had this album on the down low, wore it out. Of course, this has the hits, Way I Am, Real Slim Shady, Stan. Those are the main ones off this one, but, it was so angry. Like, I love the song Criminal. It's all so damn angry, and I mean...
He had a lot of things to be angry about.
Yes, I mean, one of the songs on this album is about killing his wife. So, I mean, I'm sure things were going great in that marriage.
I'm pretty sure they didn't need to have counseling.
Right.
Probably would have helped a little bit. But...
And it also makes me sad because on the edited version of this album, they had the song The Kids, which I love. And it was only on the edited version. I wish they would have put the uncensored on this one because that song is hilarious. But yeah, so this was just one of those albums that's like, I had never heard anything that was so damn angry, and it helped, and it solidified Eminem as one of my favorite rappers. Once again, from here in Michigan, from Detroit. So, you can't go wrong. This is one of his classic albums, so.
I was just celebrating Michigan. Leave me alone. The wine's kicking in. What else do you have to say about Eminem here?
Okay. So yeah. Eminem Marshall Mathers LP. This is a, sorry, I forgot. It's a 2013 European reissue, actually, that we have here. It's just on black vinyl, so I'm not going to pull that out either.
She just doesn't want to pull anything out on me.
Right.
So...
Okay. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP. Can move that along.
Oh, move it along now. Hey, we're right.
You can go ahead with your next one.
So my next album, this was my dad's favorite album, or not favorite album. I don't know what exactly his favorite album would have been, but this is his favorite band. And I got to listen to, Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm stuffed up. I got to listen to this band a lot growing up, and it's a very, very important band to me. And to find out that their most recent album is the first time that they made it to the top, I believe
The number one spot,
the
yeah.
number one spot in the top 100 billboards is just, it's mind-boggling to me, because you would think a band like AC/DC in an album like Back in Black would have done it for them. Sorry if you can't see it, but there's only a little bit of white here, so
Right.
this is a very, almost, you couldn't get no more black than
You
this.
might ask yourself, is there anything more black? And the answer is no.
No.
It's none more black.
There's none. This is it right here. But
Spinal Tap, smell the glove.
it's so close. Just off, hair off. Not quite as good, but run it up if you would. But AC/DC's Back in Black. At least one song off of this album has probably influenced most modern day rock musicians, whether it be the guitar riffs or the style of vocals they choose, because he stepped out. That's not his real vocal range. Fucking, it was for, what was it, Bon Scott?
Mm-hmm.
That was Bon Scott's real vocal range. That's what he was good at doing. And Angus Young? No.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, when he took over, he couldn't really do that raspiness too easily, but he wanted to keep true to the band after Bon had passed away. You know, you write a song called Hell's Bells, and you, or not Hell's Bells, Highway to Hell, and you kind of challenge God. There's been a lot of musicians that challenge God with their lyrics, and they mysteriously, you know, come to a quick end. It's weird how that works, but that's kind of what happened to Bon Scott. You know, he just, I don't think it was an overdose. I think he just passed away.
He overdosed.
He was on an overdose too?
Yep.
Oh, well, I go figure. Musician overdoses. No way. They get a ton of money and they want to not feel the feelings that they feel when they write these songs. It's crazy to me that musicians do that, but to each their own. But Back in Black by AC/DC has songs like, obviously, Back in Black, Hell's Bells, Shoot to Thrill.
Rock and roll ain't noise pollution.
And rock and roll ain't noise pollution. If you got a problem with rock and roll, then you got a problem with me. And I think you should let that marinate.
There's a special place in heaven for rock lovers, and that's all I know.
You shook me all night long. Like,
High school dance.
sorry, playing it in my head. Leave me alone. This one is on a specialty colored vinyl as well. It's pressed in black. It's crazy. They would break such boundaries to press their vinyl in the color of their album, and then the name, like,
Really goes with the album.
it really does.
I don't know how they came up with
I'm
that
not going to
idea.
show you because it's that special. I'm just going to let your imagination run wild, and Back in Black.
Yes. So, we're gonna move on with the classics. I'm getting more into the classics here. From here on out, it's everything that, you know, predates the 2000s from 90s back. So I have chosen Pearl Jam's 10. And this one means a lot to me. My mom was a huge Pearl Jam fan, you know, 90s, still is to this day. We had this album on cassette tape, on CD, once she finally realized what CDs were. Anyways, so this album, I mean, if you're going to introduce somebody to Pearl Jam, this is the album you play. Of course, it has, you know, Even Flow, Alive, Black, Journey. Those are, you know, the main staples of their singles. And, you know, as many people know, in the MTV era, the Journey video was so controversial that they actually did not make a music video for years after that. because
I thought they did, but they just had those parts edited out.
no, they did not make another music video after Jeremy. They had one that was.
Oh, them.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought they just edited that part of the music video
They
out
did.
too.
There is an edited version, there's an unedited version, which actually the unedited version makes more sense because the edited makes it look like he shoots up his class, but in the unedited you can clearly tell that like he just trigger warning, he kills himself in
he
front
kills
of all of them.
himself in front of his classmates,
Right.
and it is a middle school setting.
Yes, and it's based on
So-
a true story, and it's, if you look into the actual story, it's actually very sad. This kid had a lot of mental health problems. I know the whole story of it, but I won't get into it here. But it was very sad, but because it was so controversial, that video, Eddie Vedder actually did not allow for another video to be made for years. I mean, up until the 2000s. They had one like cartoon video, but it wasn't them in the video. But anyway, so like this is a mainstay, you know, the grunge movement. That's a lot of the music that was on when we were like really young kids, especially. And you know, eventually new metal came along and kind of killed it, but you know, it perseveres to this day. This is still one of my very favorite albums. This one again is a repress. It is a 2017 reissue, just on black. Once again, not going to show you, but yeah. So that's Pearl Jam's 10, a classic, grunge classic.
And fun little fact about this particular album, because I did have a Collective Soul album, the blue one. I don't remember the name of that one.
Just called Collective Soul.
It is their self-titled. I had that CD, but it never played. I think I found it on the side of the road or some shit. But this CD was the first CD that I had that was not country music. So this particular album, Pearl Jam, in its entirety, saved me from a miserable life of listening to country music. But I did listen to the good country music. I liked Brooks and Dunn back in the 90s when Brooks and Dunn were really good before, you know, they broke up and shit. But,
Yep.
so thank God that this album came along and showed me that there's grunge
Yeah.
and post-grunge.
There's life out there.
There's life. So thank you, Brooks and Eddie Vedder.
I know. Do you know what my first CD was?
What?
First CD I ever owned.